Imagine this. It is Monday morning. You arrive at work. Your manager comes to you and says, "Can we talk?" 3 small words, and suddenly your heart beats a little faster. You start thinking, did I do something wrong? What does this mean?
Oh, yes, I know that feeling. That feeling is not very nice.
Most people feel this way because difficult conversations at work are, well, difficult. But here is the good news. Today, David and I are going to give you the exact English phrases you need so you feel confident, calm, and professional in those moments. Hello and welcome back to Fluento, everyday English for real life. I'm Anna.
And I'm David. And if you are new here, welcome. This channel is for people who are learning English for real situations, not just grammar rules. We talk about real life.
That's right. And today we have a very useful topic. We are talking about difficult conversations at work. Now, David, be honest. Have you ever avoided a difficult conversation?
Oh, many times. I remember once a colleague was always late to our team meetings, every week, late, and I said nothing for 2 months.
2 months? And how did that feel?
Honestly, it felt worse and worse every week. The small problem became a big feeling inside me, and when I finally said something, I didn't say it well because I was so frustrated by then.
This is so common, and I think many of you watching right now have had the same experience, yes? Today we want to help you handle these moments better. We have 6 common situations at work, and for each one, we will give you real phrases you can use. Phrases that sound natural, professional, and kind. Does that sound good, David?
Very good. I wish I had this video 2 years ago.
Okay, let's begin. And we start with, in my opinion, the most difficult part of any hard conversation, the beginning, that first sentence. Because many people know what they want to say, but they don't know how to start.
Yes, I think people often wait and wait because they don't have the right words to open.
Exactly. So here is the first situation. Imagine your colleague, let's call him Marco, has been making small errors in his work. It is happening more often. You are his team leader, you need to talk to him, but kindly. How do you start?
Maybe something like, "Marco, I need to talk to you about your work. Is that okay?"
It's not wrong, but listen to how it can feel. I need to talk to you about your work. It sounds a little serious, a little scary maybe.
Ah, yes. If my manager said that to me, I would be very nervous.
Right. So let's try a softer opening. You could say, "Do you have a few minutes? I'd like to chat about something." Simple, low pressure. The word chat makes it sound less formal.
Oh, I like that. Chat sounds friendly, not like a big meeting.
Exactly. Another good phrase is, "I wanted to speak with you directly because I respect you and your work." You see what this does? Before you say anything difficult, you give the person a reason to listen. You show them it comes from a good place.
That's really smart, because if someone says that to me, I will feel less defensive. I will think, okay, this person is not attacking me, they are trying to help.
Wonderful. And here is a third way to open. If you are a little nervous, it's okay to say so. You can say, "I want to be honest with you, and I hope that's okay." This is very human, very real. People appreciate honesty when it comes with kindness. All right, part 2. And this one I think many of you will find very useful. How do you say no at work without sounding rude, without making your manager or colleague upset?
Oh, this is something I am still learning. In my culture, saying no to a manager feels very uncomfortable. It almost feels disrespectful.
You know, David, many people feel this way from many different cultures. But in most workplaces, you are allowed to say no. The key is how you say it. Let's practice a situation. Let's say your manager comes to you on Friday afternoon and says, "Can you finish this report by Monday morning?" But you already have 3 other deadlines. David, what do you say?
Maybe, "I'm very sorry, but I have a lot of work already."
That's a good first try, but let's make it stronger. A professional way to handle this is to be specific and to offer a solution. Try this. I want to make sure I give this report the attention it deserves. Right now, I have X, Y, Z to finish. Which of these would you like me to prioritize?
Ooh, you are not saying no, you are asking your manager to help you choose.
Exactly. And you are showing that you care about quality. You are not lazy, you are responsible. Very different feeling. Here is another phrase for this situation. I can absolutely take this on. It means I will need to pause the other task. Is that okay with you?
So you say yes, but you also show the cost of that yes. The manager now has to decide, not you.
Yes, you make the trade-off visible. Very professional. Now, what if your manager says, no, I need everything done? What then?
Then I think I need a holiday.
Or you can say, I want to be transparent with you. If I try to do all of these at once, the quality might not be what we both want. Can we find a solution together? That is mature, confident, and honest. Okay, part 3. And this one is something everyone experiences. Mistakes. At some point, you make a mistake at work, maybe a wrong number in a report, maybe a missed deadline, maybe you sent an email to the wrong person. It happens to everyone. David, tell me, what did you do the last time you made a mistake at work?
I remember I once made an error in a presentation. The numbers were wrong, and I found out just before the meeting. I was so embarrassed. I think I said something like, I'm so sorry, I don't know how this happened, and then I apologized again and again.
And how did that feel to the people listening?
I think maybe uncomfortable, because I kept apologizing and they didn't know what to say.
Yes. Over-apologizing can actually make people less confident in you, not more. Here's a better approach. 3 steps. Step 1, acknowledge clearly. Step 2, take responsibility. Step 3, say what you will do next. So instead of, I'm so sorry, I don't know how this happened, you could say, I made an error with the numbers on slide 4. I take full responsibility and I have already corrected it. Here is the updated version.
Oh, that's so much better. You say the problem, you say it's your fault, and then you have already fixed it. Done. Move on.
Exactly. You don't need to suffer in public. Say it simply and move forward. Now, what about the other situation, when you notice that a colleague has made a mistake? This is tricky because you don't want to embarrass them, you don't want to seem like you are attacking them. What do you do?
This is hard. I usually say nothing and hope the mistake goes away.
But it doesn't always go away, does it?
No, usually it gets bigger.
So, the most important thing is speak privately and speak early. A phrase I love for this is, hey, I just wanted to flag something before it goes any further. I think there might be an error here. Do you want to take a look together? The word flag is very professional. It means I'm just pointing something out. And together, that word makes it feel like teamwork, not criticism.
And if you want to be very kind, you can add, I've done something similar before myself, right? So the person doesn't feel alone.
Yes, that is a beautiful touch. This is easy to miss. I've made a similar mistake before. It removes the shame. You're not saying you are bad at your job. You're saying we are both human. Now, let's talk about disagreeing at work. Because sometimes you will disagree with your manager, with your team, or with the decision. And in English, how you say I disagree is very, very important. David, what do people often say when they disagree?
I think sometimes they say, no, that's wrong, or I don't agree with that. Very direct.
And that's not bad. In some cultures, that is perfectly normal. But in many workplaces, especially international ones, this can feel too aggressive. So we want to learn how to disagree in a way that is clear, but also respectful. The secret is acknowledge first, disagree second. Always.
What does that mean, acknowledge first?
It means before you say your opinion, you show that you heard and respected the other person's idea. For example, that's a really interesting point. I see it a little differently. Can I share my perspective? Do you see? First, interesting point. Then, I see it differently. That small step changes everything.
It's like you give them a small gift before you push back.
Oh, I like that. A small gift. Yes. And here's another phrase. This is for when the team is moving towards a decision and you have a concern. You can say, I want to make sure we've thought about this fully. I have a concern about this thing. Can we discuss it? You're not saying you are all wrong. You're saying, let's be careful together.
What if you disagree but the decision is already made, like the manager decided and you think it's a bad idea, but it's done?
Great question. This happens a lot, and there is a very mature professional phrase for this. I'll support this decision. I do want to note my concern for the record so we can learn from it later. This is called disagree and commit. You follow the decision, but you note your concern professionally. Many senior leaders use this phrase. It shows that you are honest and you are a team player.
Disagree and commit. I like that. It's like, I don't love this plan, but I'm still with the team.
Exactly. Very powerful. Okay, part 5. And this one is a little more sensitive. What do you do when there is real tension between you and a colleague? Not just a small disagreement, but a situation where you can feel that the relationship is not good anymore. Maybe something happened. Maybe there was a difficult email. Maybe a meeting went badly. What do you do?
Honestly, my first instinct is to avoid that person. Just walk a different way, sit far from them in the meeting.
You are very honest, David. And I think many people do exactly this. But of course, you can't avoid someone forever when you work together. So at some point, you need to address it. And the brave thing is to go first. Don't wait for the other person.
But that is hard. What if they don't want to talk?
Sometimes they don't, but most of the time, when you approach someone with warmth and openness, they respond the same way. A phrase I really like for this is, I think there's been some tension between us, and I'd rather talk about it than leave it there. Is that okay with you?
Oh, that is very direct, but also very kind. You are naming the tension, but you are asking permission to talk about it.
Yes, asking permission is important. It gives the other person some control. Another useful phrase, especially if maybe you played a role in the tension, is, I think I may have come across stronger than I intended. I'm sorry if that landed badly. This is a beautiful phrase because you are taking responsibility without knowing for sure if you were wrong. May have. That's important. It's not, I was definitely wrong. It's, I might have been, and I care.
Landed badly. What does that mean?
Great question. If something lands badly, it means it was received in a negative way. Like, maybe you made a joke and it hurt someone's feelings. The joke landed badly. It's a natural conversational phrase. And finally, when you want to find a way forward with someone, I think we both want this project to succeed. Can we agree on a way to work together better going forward? You find the thing you both want and you build from there. And now, part 6. And I saved this one for last because, honestly, it makes many people very nervous. Asking for a raise, or asking for a promotion, or just asking your manager to recognize the extra work you are doing. David, have you ever asked for a raise?
Once. And I started the conversation with, so I was wondering maybe if it's not too much trouble. I laugh at myself.
I think we have all been there. But here's the thing. When you go into that conversation with no confidence and no structure, it's very hard for your manager to say yes. Not because they don't want to, but because you haven't given them a clear reason. So let's change that. First, prepare before the conversation. Know what you want to say. And start with the evidence, not with feelings, but with facts.
What do you mean by evidence?
For example, over the past 6 months, I have taken on these new responsibilities. I completed this specific project. Our team's results improved by X%. Facts, specific things, not just, I feel I deserve more. You start with, I'd like to schedule some time to talk about my role and my compensation. I have some things I'd like to share with you. This phrase is calm and professional. It gives your manager time to prepare too.
And in the actual conversation, what do you say?
You could say, in the last year, I've taken on these things, and I feel my role has grown significantly. I'd like to talk about whether my salary can reflect that. The phrase reflect that is very good. It's not, I want more money. It's, can the numbers match the reality? Much more professional.
And what if the manager says, not right now, maybe later?
Then you ask for a path. Don't just accept later without more information. Say, I understand. Can we agree on a specific time to revisit this? And what would you need to see from me between now and then? Now you have a plan. Now later has a date and a goal. That is much better than walking out with nothing.
I love that. You're not accepting no, you're turning it into a roadmap.
Exactly. A roadmap. Good word. Okay, we covered a lot today, and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. So let me give you 3 simple rules, 3 things to remember every time you have a difficult conversation at work.
Just 3? That's good. I can remember 3.
Rule 1. Speak early, not late. Don't wait 2 months like you did, David. The sooner you address something, the easier it is.
Yes, lesson learned.
Rule 2. Acknowledge before you push back. Whatever the situation, feedback, disagreement, tension, always show that you heard the other person first. That one small step changes everything.
Give the small gift first.
The small gift, yes. And rule 3, be specific, not general. Don't say there's an issue, say what the issue is. Don't say I feel undervalued, say what you have done and why your salary should change. Specifics give people something to act on.
Speak early, acknowledge first, be specific. I'm writing those down.
Please do. And you know what? Just practicing these phrases is already progress. Even if you make a small mistake in English, the fact that you tried, that shows courage. And people respect courage. All right, that's all for today. And I want to say that if you have watched until this point, you are already taking your English seriously. That is something to feel good about.
And I want to ask you something. In the comments, tell us which of today's situations is the most difficult for you. Is it saying no? Is it asking for a raise? Just write one word or one sentence in the comments. We read every single one.
We really do. And now here's a little challenge for you. Before you sleep tonight, choose just one phrase from this video. Just one. Write it on a piece of paper or save it to your phone. And the next time you need it at work, use it. Real progress comes from real practice.
And if this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps more learners like you find this channel.
If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe now. We post new videos every day, and every video is designed for real life, real English, and real situations, just like today.
Also, we have a free PDF with all the phrases from today. Just click the link in the description. Download it, keep it, use it.
And next week, we're talking about small talk, the short conversations before a meeting, at lunch, or in the lift. For many people, small talk is actually harder than big talk, so don't miss that one.
Until then, keep practicing, keep going. Your English is getting better every single day.
Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next week, right here on Fluento.